Dear colleagues, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Loretta Ferrucci, a registered homeopath. I've been in private practice for 25 years, and approximately 2 years ago, I closed my practice with the aim of starting an online business, as well as devoting some of my time to establishing a homeopathic community centre in the rural areas outside East London. I've been very fortunate to be invited onto the board of directors of Khula Natural Health in KZN. They have very graciously assisted me in getting this off the ground. And the agreement that we've made is that, well, the vision that Khula has is that the vision that Dr. Nicoline Potgieter, the founder of Khula KZN, has is that there would be an umbrella body and that there would be a number of individual sites would be established in South Africa based on the model of the Khula Natural Health Centre outside St. Lucia. So I decided, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. And why? How did that happen? Well, I was very privileged to attend Dr. Gian Wadwani's lectures that he offered in South Africa a few years ago. And my amazement and my wonder at this amazing art that we have the privilege to practice was reignited or reawakened through that program. And I realized that we stand obviously on the shoulders of giants. Our founder, Samuel Hahnemann, his original students, their students. And although homeopathy enjoyed a renaissance, it has also enjoyed a period of persecution. And we stand on the shoulders of those who carefully nurtured the flame of homeopathy despite opposition. And it is now our opportunity to take that flame and to not only tend it, but make it grow and have it come into the light and have homeopathy truly come into its own. And we might go, well, why us? Well, my question is, if not us, who? And if not now, when? So I do believe that the time for this is now. We know that homeopathy is quantum medicine. We know that it is way ahead of its time and it is also timeless. We also know that it treats the entire being, and we have all been witness to the power of homeopathy. We can make choices based on conditions. We can say when X happens, then we'll do Y. So, we can say when the authorities recognize us, when homeopathy becomes a fully fledged recognized profession, when we get included into the NHI, then we will start getting involved in community projects. Well, those are choices based on conditions. And those are choices that are based on our limited egoic fears. Now, please don't get me wrong. I'm scared, okay? I'm trying not to swear in this video, but I'm scared. And I have a comfortable life, and I have a comfortable schedule, and I have a comfortable work relationship going on at the moment. And I don't really want to disrupt that. And I know that this is going to do that. But I also don't want to get to my deathbed, which will hopefully be in a long time from now, and look back on my life and realize that I didn't live my life fully and that I didn't do what was needed, because I know that I will regret that. And so despite my fear, I am willing to go with the inspiration that I believe comes from my soul, that this is a job that needs doing, but I can't do it alone. I have tried to do it alone for the last 3 or 4 years. I approached the community, had all the meetings on my own. I thought, don't worry, this won't be a problem because, I'm tough and I can do this. I can't do it on my own. I'm very fortunate to have a band of small volunteers now, which really has helped. But I need help. And homeopathy needs you. So it's not really me, it's homeopathy that needs you. And I do believe that each one of us became a homeopath because it was a soul-inspired desire. It was certainly not an egoic choice, because quite frankly, we all know none of us are going to get rich and famous being homeopaths. So we all were led to this profession, for lack of a better term, by a divine spark of inspiration. And so if we make our choices based on our soul's desires, I do believe that we cannot fail. And we can recognize the fears of our ego, but we can actually move beyond those. And so this is where I need you to help me so that we can all grow homeopathy. So, what do we have so far? Well, so far we have a site. We have a community. It took months to get the agreement of the community because they've been made promises before and people have let them down. The site the building is intact, but it needs some work, and it is going to require funds to get it to a place where we can actually work from it. Not millions of rand, but it is going to require tens of thousands maybe, okay? I have a small band of volunteers that are helping me in administrative capacities to arrange things, to try and get sponsorships. And in that band of volunteers, there's one practitioner, and I have another one that I'm hooking in. So we've got, between me and the other two, we've got 3 practitioners. I've got all the equipment from our office. I've got a dispensary. We were very fortunate to have a dispensary donated by another practitioner as well. So we actually have the basics that we can start, provided that we can get the building ready to go. So what is it going to take? Well, in order for us to get funding, we need a proof of concept. Because who's going to chuck a huge amount of money at me or anyone else who's associated with me when they don't know who we are and what we're going to do with it? And so my strategy is for us to get it up and running. And that if we can run it for 3 months, we can show patient numbers, we have a proof of concept, it is actually running. It's going to be much easier to get funding from organizations that fund NPOs. So this is the plan. We need 160,000 Rand to actually run this clinic, to get it going, to get the building ready, and to run it for 3 months. The strategy is this. We are homeopaths and we are the foundation of this profession. And so I'm asking each homeopath who watches this and each one that you send this to donate 100 Rand. Now, I know money's tight and I know that times are difficult, but 100 Rand is 3 cups of takeaway cappuccinos and probably 2 sit-down ones in a coffee shop. If you can donate more, of course, more would be welcome, but we're asking for a minimum of 100 Rand. If 200 practitioners donate 100 Rand, we'll have 20,000 Rand. Now, that's still far from our goal, but it shows buy-in from the profession. At that point, the HSA has graciously also offered that we can use their marketing team to run a GoFundMe campaign. And so this GoFundMe campaign will obviously run on social media. It will go to every single member of the HSA. We will be able to post that information on our social media profiles. We will be able to share this with our databases. And we will be able to elicit or solicit, I suppose, donations from the public. If 200 people out of every single person we know donates 100 Rand, we have another 20,000 Rand. That's 40,000 Rand. So we then take that and then we can approach industry who have always been extremely supportive to see if they can match or exceed those amounts that we've collected by ourselves. But we have to show that we've got skin in the game. And that's why we start with us, all right? Because when you put that 100 Rand in, you have got skin in the game. You have got buy-in to this concept and this project. And once we have collected all of this money, hopefully we will have enough. In fact, I do believe we'll have more than enough to actually start the clinic and run it for at least 3 months. And it's at this point that we can then start approaching big funders that actually can possibly give us the funding to continue it and make it a viable project. Now, we also don't want to have to rely on outside funding indefinitely. So there are plans to actually make it a self-funding concept without necessarily having to transfer that cost onto the patients. So the patients will still be getting their treatment for a once-off registration fee and free after that, as well as their consultations. But we've got plans and we are putting our heads together to actually make it so that we actually generate income that can then be funneled back into the project. And in that way, it can become a self-sustaining project. And so my vision is not just for Khula EC. My vision is that we have a Khula site in every province in the country, at least one. In fact, I would love us to have a mobile unit that we can actually get to the very hard to reach areas. But those are plans that have to wait for a little while. First, we have to get it up and running. And so I hope that you will enter into this project with me, and I hope that you will assist me in any way that you can. And this project isn't about me, all right? So if you don't like me, Let's not try to make it personal. Okay? This project is not about me. This project is about homeopathy, and this project is about the thousands of people who can benefit and their families that can benefit from actually having a system of healthcare that they can access easily and freely. I want to close with a quote. I just have to find it on my computer because it's quite long. So William Murray said, so part of this quote is attributed to Goethe, I think is that how you say it. But the Reverend William Murray, I don't know if he tacked this bit on his own in the beginning, and I'm going to give him the credit. He said, until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there's one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents, meetings and material assistance, which no man or woman could have dreamed would have come his way. I'm committed. I hope that you are too. Thank you for your time.